And so, um, I deleted my Instagram, which is only relevant. Well, I didn't delete my Instagram. One time, a long time ago. Well, if you want to know my whole Instagram story, I was once on Instagram and I posted a lot of crazy shit. And I deleted that because one time a girl wanted to see my Instagram and it freaked me out because I was obviously attracted to her and she was like, Kurt, I want to see your Instagram. And I was like, no, you can't see that. And I deleted the entire thing. And at this point, I don't think you could get it back. So because I didn't want her to see my Instagram, I just deleted my Instagram entirely. You could have like gone private or something, but I just deleted it all. Then that was a really good Instagram though. Fucker. Then I decided in March of 2019 to delete all of my Instagram and I put up a Bob Ross drawing and like Bob Ross paints me, kind of like what Dylan Sprouse did. This is only important because what I'm going to say is I used to put like trip trips on my Instagram and I would put things that I learned on my trip and I don't have them anymore because oh wait, I might have them because I took screenshots. Let's go back to March of 2019. I was going to go through all of my favorite trips and explain them or talk about what I learned, and I always kept notes. And I'm pretty sure I screenshotted. This is wonderful, Kurt. You're such a genius. I screenshotted my Instagram post before I took them down. Bam, bam. It was around here. I think it was in 2020, 2020. This is gonna kind of hurt me to go back, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Obviously, past then. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I hate myself. Oh, one time I created a Parlor account. Yeah. So now I'm on a Parlor email chain. It says it's Nancy Pelosi, and it's a dude. It's an old man, and his sign is funny. It's a dude, a little kid, and a "Make America Great Again" hat peeing on Pelosi's name. I just think it's funny. So yeah, I went on Parlor to try to like get the inside scoop, and now I'm getting the inside scoop. They send lots of emails. They're like planning, guys. Just kidding. I don't know. They have a NASCAR car. They say they're back and that everyone's voice matters. God, fuck. You take screenshots of so much shit, Kurt. I could just take you through my camera roll. This isn't helpful. You're already 4 minutes in, and you haven't even gotten into any trips. Come on. Just a bunch of screenshots of my tweets because I think I'm so fucking hilarious. I am fucking hilarious. Oh my god. I feel like I've already been here. definitely not close. Oh my god, it's here. I found it. Let me see. Okay, we're finally ready. 5 minutes in. And now I get to tell you about what I learned in school. Well, let me see. This was one of my pictures. And what I learned in class today was we are one motherfuckers. That's a picture of me on a trip. And then let's see. This is another picture of me on a trip. And it's what I learned in class today. You can always start on a new page. Standing up for yourself is good. It's all about the climb. It all comes full circle. Happiness is infinite. And then this is another time I was on a trip and I was skateboarding and I flew off of the skateboard and landed on my face and got a busted lip. And then went to a party on the trip and everyone was like, "Kurt, your face is swollen." And I was like, "I can't feel it, I'm fine." And partied. Anyway, crazy shit. What I learned in school today. You always got feet and they were made for moving. Everybody's somebody's everything. Apple made headphones a fucking travesty. This was when I was pissed that they took away my headphone jack. I couldn't find music to listen to and or earbuds to listen to music, and I didn't have any Bluetooth headphones. I was freaking out. I lost my dongle. You can do anything you set your mind to. Just gotta take a leap of faith. And I ain't got no worries because I ain't in no hurry at all. Obviously, I was listening to lots of music, which is why I was pissed. Anyway, the first time I ever went on a trip, I wrote "Play it by fear always. Don't try to read people's minds. Ask them instead. When in doubt, dance it out and re-refer to one for emphasis." And then I also learned on that trip that I was a transgender. I don't like to use the word transgender unless I'm like, I use transgender in accordance with my use of the word tranny. Like, I use them both. Instagram's taking down my comments whenever I use the word tranny, which is probably for the best. But also, I should be allowed to use the word tranny, just like I'm allowed to use the word transgender, because I think it's such like a formalism. Like, you can just call me trans. I think it's like, why do we have to even bring gender into the picture? I'm just trans. I'm a non-binary trans. I know, but you can't use they them because I hate those pronouns. Like, you use whatever you want for you, but don't use they them. I'm not a they them. If you want it's me. I'm fine, but don't they them me. You can he him or it's. And I'd rather use she her than they them. But that's just me. I'm not a standard for any individual community. But that's what I learned on my trip. And I don't go on trips anymore because I'm a recluse. And I just don't need it anymore. I'm already mindful and with the world at all times. But anyway, those were a couple times I went on trips. My favorite trip, I went to Cancun. It was my first trip. And I was on the beach with my friends, and a bunch of people were very upset that we were on the beach. And the guy, we were staying at a hostel, and the guy told us to go to this beach because it was a public beach, but a bunch of people owned like white people owned private property on it, and because of that, like none of the locals or nobody really went to the beach, so it was private. And my friends and I were in a different state of mind, and the white people with their homes were not happy that we were there. So they came down with their chairs, and they came and they sat and watched us like we were a show. Like, I swear to God, we were way in the back of the beach, and they came and sat their chairs, not facing the ocean, but facing us, and sat. And me being anxious, the anxious shit I am, I was like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? And all my friends were like, Kurt, just ignore them. They're assholes. So I did. Meanwhile, like halfway through this, realized that I was trans. I held my dick in my hand, and I just started sobbing on the beach. And then this lady came up to me trying to sell me something, and I was like, "No tengo dinero," and she laughed and was like, "What? You obviously have dinero." And I was like, "It's called me amigos, amigas." Then she got all angry. And I was just crying on the beach. Like, I'm a transgender. No one likes the transgenders. I've wasted all my life. I'm like, with this. I'm, I'm in a sorority. Just kidding. By that point, I'd gotten kicked out of the sorority, but I was with sorority girls in Cancun. I made my own sorority called Tau Iota Tau. I'm sorry that I call it sorority. That's like wrong, but Tau Iota Tau. I support sororities. They kicked me out because I had poor attendance. But to be fair, I like skipped half my volleyball season. I was on crutches. I didn't leave my room most times. I cried in corners pretty much everywhere I could go because I was playing women's volleyball for the NCAA, and I was in spandex, and I wasn't packing, and I couldn't figure it out, and I like, of course, had a weird thing with a girl, and I've never been intimate, and I well, at the time, yes, I had never been intimate with anyone, but also at the time, I mean, I've never been in a relationship in my life, and if you try to get in a relationship with me, I'm gonna run the fuck away. Don't try that. That's ridiculous. It's a stupid idea. So anyway, I I tried to get my attendance up. I got my attendance up from like 5% to 20% in the last quarter of the year, and they were like, in July they sent me an email in the middle of work saying that I had gotten kicked out with they sent me a one-line email, and then they sent the rest of the sorority a huge page-long letter about the consequences of not showing up to chapter. And I, being an anxious shit that wants to make everyone happy, left my job and just went home and sobbed. Because I didn't want to make people feel like they weren't important by skipping their chapter. I just was not in a good state of mind. So, be with what you will. I was in a sorority. I got kicked out. I don't trip anymore. But that's what I learned on my trips. Hope it's beneficial to you in some respect.